A colleague turned me on to Richard Powers' new book called Bewilderment. I'm going to look at y'all for a moment. Has anyone read Bewilderment or heard about it? Richard Powers also wrote Overstory. And Bewilderment, which has already won a slew of awards and recognitions, from the short list of the 2021 Booker Prize to the long list of the 2021 National Book Awards, also a New York Times notable book of 2021, and of course, Bewilderment is on the ever-coveted Oprah's Book Club selection. Bewilderment is a shorter read than Richard Powers' magnum opus, Overstory. Overstory was a complex, interwoven tale of various people's lives and the trees that influenced and carried the generations. Bewilderment is just as expansive and thought-provoking, but this time it's about the cosmos and the natural world. From a review, it's written, Bewilderment is about an astrobiologist, Theo Byrne, who searches for life throughout the cosmos while single-handedly raising his unusual 9-year-old child, Robin, following the death of his wife. Theo's child, Robin, is a warm, kind boy who spends hours painting elaborate pictures of endangered animals. He's also about to be expelled from the 3rd grade for hitting his friend in the face and other angry outbursts. As Theo's child, Robin becomes more troubled. Theo hopes to keep him off psychoactive drugs. He learns of an experimental neurofeedback treatment to bolster Robin's emotional control, one that involves training the child on the recorded patterns of his mother's brain. His late mother, a radical and powerful environmental activist, brought the Buddhist sense of nonviolence to creation to the home with the mantra, may all sentient beings be free from needless suffering. Robin and Theo repeat this mantra each night as a prayer, as a blessing before bed. May all sentient beings be free from needless suffering. This child, this 9-year-old child, Robin is keenly aware of the mass extinction of animals, the destruction and the devastation of the planet. And to balance the this world orientation of the book, the parent, Theo, is an astrobiologist who weaves tales of possible other worlds, imagining what life could be like on other planets. In this way, Bewilderment, the book, is both concrete, drastically realistic, urgent in its cry for justice and healing in the natural world, and ethereal, transcendent, and otherworldly, as Theo muses about other worlds and life beyond the planets of our wildest imagination. Just as the experimental neurofeedback treatment that Robin is given to reduce his angry outbursts and give him more control over his emotions, the treatment is both of this world and one beyond our understanding. As Robin progresses through this experimental neurofeedback, he becomes more calm and serene and wisely philosophical about everything, the planet, creation, and the meaning of life. Influenced by the brain patterns of Buddhist meditation masters and his own late mother, the environmental activist, Robin waxes poetic, like a 9-year-old little bodhisattva, a wise teacher for this generation of stewards of this world that we have been given. One day, Robin wonders out loud, and this is putting it in my words, Robin wonders out loud, how can more people care about the world? care about environmental justice. Robin goes on to ponder, what if everyone did the neurofeedback treatment but had to experience the life of the animals around us? If more people could feel what it feels like to be a cat or a dog, an elephant or a lion, then they might care more about what's happening to the environment, care more about the destruction of the planet, the devastation of species, care more about life and creation. And he repeats, may all sentient beings be free from suffering. May all sentient beings be free from suffering. This comes from the Buddhist teachings of the Four Immeasurables, which the Buddhist teacher Longchenpa phrased as this prayer. May all beings be happy. May the causes of their suffering be removed. May they always be joyful. May they all remain in the state of equanimity. This 13th century teaching from Longchenpa, the Four Immeasurables, may all beings be happy, is immeasurable love or loving kindness. May the causes of their suffering be removed, is immeasurable compassion. May they always be joyful, immeasurable joy. May they all remain in the state of equanimity, which is immeasurable equanimity or calmness and composure. These are the teachings that frame our blessing of our animal friends, our pet companions and our stuffies this morning. It is that great love, that immeasurable love. Don't you love immeasurable love, immeasurable joy and compassion and equanimity? It is that great immeasurable love that we have for creation that begins with a longing for their happiness, for their joy, for them to be free from suffering. We love seeing those furry friends, those winged friends, those scaly friends, or the pictures of those who have brought us connection and joy. I know that these animal companions have saved lives, healed hearts, and provided comfort. As James Cromwell wrote, pets are humanizing. Pets are humanizing. They remind us that we have an obligation and a responsibility to preserve and nurture and care for all life. To care for all life. As we respond to the call of love by widening the circle, widening our circle in our hearts and our homes and our communities, I think it's just a small hop from this deep and great love, this immeasurable love and compassion to justice. Let's think about that for a moment. Justice begins with a feeling. It begins with a longing, a pull towards change. Justice names that something isn't right, it isn't fair, that peoples or animals or all of creation is suffering, is hurting and being hurt, that people or animals or all of creation that we care about, that we love, is suffering, it's hurting or being hurt. And it's this insight, it's this nudge, that spark that spurs us to action. The roots of justice, environmental justice, racial justice, gender justice, intersectional justice. The roots of all justice is compassion, loving kindness, letting our hearts break enough to feel the pain and struggles of others and want to be a part of the healing and the hope. As Unitarian Universalists, we live in covenant. We love in covenant. We are stewards of each other's hearts and lives. We are stewards of this world. We covenant with the spirit of life to take good care of ourselves, each other, and our Mother Earth. This is a sacred bond, grounded in compassion as a spiritual practice. How else can we understand the precariousness of our world and work towards actual change, actual transformation, but through compassion? Knowing that environmental justice has a disproportionate impact on marginalized communities. Knowing that environmental justice means that Black, Indigenous, and people of color are suffering because of the destruction and devastation of our world. Knowing that all justice is intersectional, meaning, as Audre Lorde stated, there is no such thing as a single issue struggle because we do not live single issue lives. Knowing that the problems of our world are far more complex and overwhelming that any one person can fix or solve, we return to compassion, to doing our part, to our collective resolve, for reducing our footprint on this earth, reducing the suffering in our lives, in how we treat each other, in how we live, in how we choose to love. This is the essence of our animal and our stuffy blessing today. This is the essence of Richard Powers' book, Bewilderment. Justice begins with compassion, of living in right relation with ourselves, in our homes, with our families, with our pet companions and friends, and all of creation. Justice begins with compassion and doing our part. May all beings be happy. May the causes of their suffering be removed. May they always be joyful. May they all remain in a state of equanimity. May you be happy. May the causes of your suffering be removed. May you always be joyful. May you all remain in a state of equanimity. May all sentient beings be free from suffering. May there be peace in the world, and may it begin with us. Amen. Blessed be, and Ashe.